Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you are fine. I am Sadav Sania and we are going to discuss the important questions of your first lesson, that is Pakistan and the modern world. The first important question from this lesson is briefly state the main reasons given by Liaquat Ali Khan for the Muslims' desire not to continue living in a united India. Now, in this question, you are asked to provide the reasons or the causes of creation of Pakistan that Liaquat Ali Khan mentioned in his speech. Pakistan and the modern world is, in fact, the speech of Liaquat Ali Khan that he made at University of Kansas, America. In his speech, he tried to introduce Pakistan to the modern world by justifying the causes of its creation and highlighting its future expectations from the developed nations of the world. Now, why did he state the causes for the creation of Pakistan? Because he wanted to prove to the modern world that the creation of Pakistan was necessary and it was a just demand by the Muslims. He brought to light all the major causes which made it necessary for Muslims to establish an independent state for them. In the United Subcontinent, there was a multitude of nations, including Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, Parsis, and such other nations. Hindus and Muslims were two main nations in that part of the world. Multitude means a lot of people, or a large number, or a huge quantity. Now, he says that Muslims in subcontinent were in great number and there were other communities living with along with them in the subcontinent. They were living together for centuries, but nothing common could be developed among them. They had their different cultural, social, economical, and educational backgrounds. They had a definite prejudice and bias towards each other to the effect that they could never intermarry nor interdine. Prejudice means that they had beliefs about each other that were negative, and they had bias, that means that they did not like each other and they took actions against each other. They were not allowed to marry across the religion, and they were not allowed to eat together. Dine means to eat together. So it was possible for them to live independently under one rule. Hindus were in majority with the ratio of 1 to 3. So if there was one Muslim, there were three Hindus against that one Muslim. So it was not possible for Muslims to live in the united subcontinent. When the English government decided to quit from subcontinent, Hindus were ready to capture the reign after the departure of British. Capture means to get, reign means government. So for the Muslims, freedom from British rule was nothing but a change of masters. There could easily be discerned a perpetual clash between Hindu majority and Muslims and a continual problem of law and order. Discern means that you can imagine, you can guess. Perpetual, that is always there. Perpetual means when something is always there. So Hindus and Muslims would continue to fight with each other and there will be no stopping that fight or that war among them. Subcontinent was vast enough to be divided into two independent parts. It was surely difficult for one ruler to keep such a heavy mass under his control. A fear of political and social disturbance could always be there. So the Muslims rightly decided to struggle for a separate independent homeland for them where they could lead their lives according to their own religious, political, cultural, economical, and social lifestyle. So it was a vast country. If it had only one ruler, it would have been very difficult for that ruler to control this huge area with such political and social disturbance. That is why Muslims decided that they should have a separate homeland. So, this is the first question and the answer to that first question. The second important question is, what main differences does Liaquat Ali Khan point out between Muslims and Hindu beliefs and attitudes? So, we already discussed that Hindus and Muslims could not live together in the subcontinent. Now, why was that? That was because they had different political beliefs, they had different religious beliefs, they have different beliefs and attitudes altogether towards life. And Liaquat Ali Khan pointed out all those differences in detail in his speech. So, for introduction, we will start. Liaquat Ali Khan was the first Prime Minister of Pakistan. On a visit to USA, he addressed the Americans in the University of Kansas City. In his address, he threw light on the demand, creation, and future of Pakistan. He enlisted the causes that led to the creation of Pakistan. The main cause was that of the differences present in the Hindu and the Muslim ways of life. In the subcontinent, 100 million Muslims lived with 300 million Hindus. So the main cause of creation of Pakistan was Hindu-Muslim differences. Now, what were those differences? Their ways of living, their history, their heroes, their opinions, and their beliefs were totally different. They had totally different beliefs, history, everything was different. They came in conflict at almost every step. Moreover, the Muslims were ruling Hindustan before the British, so it was natural for the British as well as the Hindus to be hostile to them. Hostile means to be to have a bad attitude or to have aggressive attitude. The gulf between these two nations was so unfathomable that it was impossible for them to live together. Unfathomable is something that you cannot imagine or guess. So the distance or the gulf between the two nations was so vast that no one could even think about bringing them together or bridging this gap. Just consider if the touch of a Muslim could have corrupted the religion or belief of a Hindu, so there was no question of their living together in harmony. Harmony means peace. So if a Muslim touched a Hindu, his religion became came under danger. So how could they live together? The basic difference was socio-religious. Socio-religious means that they had social differences and they had religious differences. The Muslims believed in one God, but the Hindus had many gods. So this was the first main difference, that Muslims believed that there is only one God, but Hindus believed that there were many gods or more than one gods in the universe. The Muslims believed in the prophets of Allah and especially in the last prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but the Hindus did not. Now, then Muslims believed in prophets, but Hindus did not believe in prophets at all. Their rites and rituals were quite contrary to each other. Contrary means opposite. Rites and rituals, the customs, the traditions, the ways of living that they had. The social system of Islam stood in sheer contrast with the Hindu ways of living. So, social system of Islam was totally different and totally opposite to the Hindu social system. The Muslims believed in equality of all men, while the Hindus observed a strict caste system. So, Islam believes that all the human beings are equal, but Hindus believe that there are different castes and one caste is superior than other castes. They considered the members of upper caste as superhuman and the members of lower caste were thought to be semi-human. So they believed that the members of upper classes or upper caste were special, but the people of lower castes or lower classes were less than human. They did not have the rights that human beings have. The lower classes had no rights and they were not even allowed to enter in the cities, while Islam was totally opposed to such beliefs and practices. The Muslims regarded even priesthood as unnecessary hurdle in the relation of man and his creator. So Islam believes that every person has a direct relation to God and there is no need for any religious person to communicate with God. If you want to communicate with God, anyone can communicate with God without any priest or any religious person. The Muslims had definite laws of inheritance, but the Hindus did not have. Inheritance means when somebody dies and their property is shifted to their children or relatives. Islam stressed on trade while the Hindus preferred interest. Islam believes in fair trade while Hindus believe that they believed in the system of interest, that when you give somebody some money as a loan, then you get more than what you give to them. The Muslims gave the right of private ownership to all, whether a man or woman, but the Hindus did not. So Hindus believe that only men can have ownership of property, but women cannot have ownership of property. They treated their women as a thing and gave no rights to her, but Islam gave respect to a lady and she was given all the human rights. So the status of women was different in both the cultures. Islam believed in equal rights for women, whereas Hinduism did not believe in any rights for women. The differences of these two nations were so deep rooted and pervasive that it had become impossible for both of them to coexist. Pervasive means that they were very deep, they were totally included in their culture, in their thoughts, and everything. The differences were so deep and wide that even their dressing style, eating habits, and the way of constructing their homes were at the opposite corners of a gulf. So, the way they dressed, what they eat, the and how they built their houses, everything was totally different from each other. If we carefully analyze these factors, we come to know that the demand of Pakistan was quite reasonable. These differences were so strong as to cause serious conflicts between the two nations, which have now been dissolved to some extent by the creation of Pakistan. So, when Pakistan came into being, some of the differences became less severe because the nations are not having any conflict with each other because they're not living together. So the next important question is, according to Liaquat Ali Khan, what were the points of similarity between Pakistan and America? Now, another important aspect of his speech was that he told Americans that Pakistan and America shared similar history of beginning. Americans got their freedom from the British, and Pakistan also got its freedom from the British. So there were similarities between the two nations. Liaquat Ali Khan tells the Americans that there exists great similarity between Pakistan and America regarding the freedom movement. First, America began mainly as an agricultural country, just like Pakistan is today. So, Pakistan and America both started as agricultural countries. The American progress in the fields of agriculture and industry is all due to its dedicated and selfless leadership. So, America became a progressive country because of its leaders. Pakistan is also having a selfless, sincere, and dedicated leadership. The people of Pakistan, like the Americans, are peace loving and hardworking. Pakistan is very hopeful to march on the road to progress like America. So, Pakistan hoped that it would become a prosperous country like America one day. Second similarity is that the Americans believe in democracy and the rule of law and civil liberties. The people of Pakistan are also lovers of democracy, peace, and the right and the rule of law. America made rapid progress in every field of life. Pakistan too hopes to make progress in every field of life very soon. The third similarity is, like the Americans, the people of Pakistan believe in moral values. Moral values means the values of right and wrong, what is right and what is wrong. They are desirous to promote peace and happiness to the people of the world. Desirous means have the desire to. So they want to promote peace and happiness to the people of the world. America is already doing a lot to promote peace and prosperity in the world. The rules of Pakistan are already working for the welfare of the masses. It is with the cooperation of the Americans in the economic and social fields that Pakistan is expected to become a stable and prosperous country. In this way, Liaquat Ali Khan proved that America and Pakistan had a similarity of circumstances. Now, I hope you have understood the questions. If you have any difficulty or if you don't understand any sentence or word, you can ask in the comments. Now, for your exercise or activity, the question, what main differences does Liaquat Ali Khan point out between Muslim and Hindu beliefs and attitudes,